All right, you guys. Well, it has been a while since I have made a video. I am actually currently fighting the fucking bird flu, but I have found the cure. It is pure, unadulterated fucking cringe. So get your six pack of Chug Jugs ready and maybe fire up a stinky blunt because we are about to get into what I think is the most attention seeking, starved mom on TikTok. So this lady's name is Alexis Luna on TikTok, and her bio reads, just a MILF with chi-chis. And for all my non-Spanish speakers out there, chi-chis means boobies. Okay, so this entire lady's personality and self-worth revolves around her fake tits, her fake lips, and her looks. And obviously, this is a very shallow way to live. Now, normally I wouldn't have a problem with, a thought on TikTok shaking her titties around, but under these circumstances, this is far from attractive. In fact, I am repulsed by this woman and her shenanigans. And to really clue you guys in on what kind of five-course meal of fuckery we're dealing with, I want you to just have a little sample of her content right here.
Good morning. It is Chi Chi Tuesday.
Yeah, so off the rip, you can tell we're not dealing with a lot of talent here. This is Alexi's whole shtick. She shakes her titties around. Her chi-chis, it's chi-chi Tuesday, while her children are in the car with her. And as you can tell, her son here is suffering from early onset PTSD. He is going to have to go through years of therapy to, repair his mind after seeing his mother's harlot activities as he slowly realized that his mom's just this attention starved hoe willing to do anything for some TikTok attention.
We are in a good mood. My daughter's not because I was kicking her out of my video. Shoe fly, don't bother me. Shoe fly, don't bother me. But they always bother me in my videos. They don't let me be fabulous. Anyways, I'm gonna go drop these little heifers off to school. I will see you guys later. Have a great day. Peace in the Middle East.
So what really bothers me with this kind of content is Alexi here calling her children little heifers like it's cute, right? She thinks that this is good attention, shaking her titties around with her kids in the car. She's talking about how her kids wanted to be in the video, and that would have stopped her from being able to create the videos. But when you think about it, that probably would have been the best case scenario for her because she is just embarrassing herself here. It really appears like Alexi could not give a single fuck about anybody else on the road, her kids in the car, hell, even her own life as she is distracted by her phone and recording her epic chi-chis for this video. And, I just feel so bad for these kids and everybody else on the road. Now, if Alexi's here encountered a tragedy, I don't really think we'd be losing much. But, to me, it's just the fact that she's like so caught up in getting some attention on TikTok from strangers because of her big yitties. And she could really give a fuck less about harming her children or innocent people. It's just repulsive. She can't prioritize anybody else's well-being except herself. Keep in mind, she also mentioned that she was on the way to dropping her kids off at school. So, imagine what that experience is like. You're walking down the hallway at school and someone's like, hey man, I saw your mom shaking her chi-chis on TikTok this weekend. Embarrassment isn't even the word. Okay. I would feel such a deep rooted shame because my mother's insecurity is fucking with my personal life. And these are young kids. So, you're a great fucking mother figure, Alexis. And this has to constitute as some kind of like child abuse or child neglect, something. Okay. This just feels illegal. Okay. This just feels wrong. And of course, I'm not the only one that feels this way. If you take a look at these comments, you'll get stuff like, can this be sent to CPS? Should have made this video after you drop them off. And I totally agree with this comment. Like, what stopped Alexi from shaking her massive titties around while her children were not in the car? Like, it's like she has no second thought about potentially embarrassing her children. They're just fucking gonna catch all the flack, and she doesn't care at all. In fact, any negative attention is probably good attention in her eyes. When the kids are the mature ones, and then Alexis responds and says, they are raising me. And again, She thinks that this kind of behavior is cute when, in all actuality, it just makes her look like an irresponsible dipshit that should have never conceived children in the first place. Now, after Alexis dropped that video, she did make a follow up responding to all the comments that she received and all the criticism, and this is exactly what you would expect out of this bitch on Chi Chi Wednesday.
Good morning! Happy Chichi Wednesday! Okay, I want to address a couple things. My kids are proud of their mama.
Yeah. I don't think they're proud of their mom at all, especially considering little Aiden's face here. He looks very confused as to why his mom is shaking around her milk jugs for random people on the internet.
I also drive a Tesla, so it drives itself, which means I can chichi all I want and my car will get there by itself.
She also takes the time to clarify that she actually drives a Tesla, so, this affords her irresponsibility behind the wheel, but it still doesn't give you an excuse to do this disgusting, degenerate shit in the car while your children are present. Again, you could have waited to turn up on Chi Chi Tuesday without your kids in the Tesla. I don't give a fuck if the car drives itself. It's not just so much about the danger that you're putting, potential drivers and your children in, but also the shame that you're bringing forth to them. And this is not a good example, that you set for your young daughter that's sitting in the passenger seat. But, I really wouldn't expect this lady to understand that concept. By the way, just a quick side note, I am getting a very heavy single mother vibe from this woman, and I can't imagine why, okay? She seems like a joy to be around. A pure ball of fucking tenacity, fire, and spunk. I mean, someone's really missing out on a life full of joy and happiness with Mrs. Chi-Chi's here. I can just tell that this bitch is an absolute fucking nightmare to deal with.
Oh my god, my nose is running. I better catch it. Good morning. It is Sunday. I am on my way. I have one client and then I am done. I'm gonna spend the day with my family. We're gonna go beach, and today is the day I wear no makeup because we gotta let my skin breathe, we gotta let my chichis breathe, and we gotta let the coochie breathe. We gotta let the double C's breathe. Coochie and chichis, okay? Anyways, I hope everyone has a great day. I will talk to you guys later. Peace in the Middle East.
Now, I will give this brain dead bimbo some props for actually managing to record a video while her children aren't present, but still, she's broadcasting the fact to TikTok that she's going to the beach today to let her coochie and Chi-Chi's breathe. How far have we fallen as a society when this random 304, shaking her titties around and talking about her coochie, right, while she has kids, is seen as entertainment? There's nothing entertaining about this. There's nothing funny here. There is literally no substance in this brain rot slop that this woman published to the internet. And it really speaks to us as a species, as she's been able to garner over 46,000 followers on TikTok publishing bullshit like this, and I guarantee you that the majority of her followers consist of the most rabid feral gooners that you could ever conceive. People like Alexis only perpetrate the idea that one's idea of self-worth and their entire identity can come from the fact that they've had, a few plastic surgeries, some Botox implemented in their face, and, they got a pair of fake melons strapped onto their chest, and this is extremely toxic and dangerous. To me, it's just very apparent that she's super ignorant and insecure, and as she gets older, I pray that she sees the light for her children's sake, but I highly doubt that's going to happen anytime soon. So, don't goon to Alexis' TikTok page too hard, you guys. Let me know what you guys made out of the video in the comments below. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, and dare I say, play my music.
What we do here is go back.